Hey guys, Rick here, LaLa Farm, and today we are experimenting with the Canon 80D. We got a M50 on the way that we just ordered yesterday, just trying to step up our video game, and figured since we're putting out these, we're actually building the HIVE pads for the boxes for the deeps. We're moving the two swarms, or the one swarm that we caught, and then a swarm that was given to us by a good buddy of ours that goes to the Baker County bee meetings, and he gave us a swarm from Jacksonville Beach, and so we're going into this year with 2 hives, with 2 colonies. And
shout out to Tony Sansoni from Jacksonville Beach.
Tony Sansoni from Jacksonville Beach. So, but we are, like I said, we're building the pads now. We could tell that was a portion of our problem last time, this time last year when we were doing these, because what was happening is the grass was getting up on the 4x4s that were holding up the deeps, and ants were getting in there, and it was just too much for the bees to really control themselves. And also just we're
relocating them because this will now be in the garden.
Yeah, there was an agenda issue as far as time and scheduling, and so we had other things that we were doing, and it just got too much. And instead of breaking open the hives like we should have, when we should have, they were just kind of left to be by themselves, and were overrun by hive beetles and ants. And so we're going to do a lot better this year, and so that's what we're doing right now. I'm going to set y'all up, and you guys can watch us set up this bee pad, hive pad. And this is also going to be where the garden is going to be eventually. As you can tell, we got these posts right here. They're set up. These posts right here are actually set up at 8-foot intervals, correct? And we're going to go ahead and put some paneling on them, and that will be like vertical vegetable boxes at some point.
Raised beds.
Whenever, yeah, vertical raised beds at some point, and then all this out here will also be garden. So, yep, like I said, we're going to set you up, and you guys can watch us go ahead and install this hive pad. So Papa's on his way out here. He's gonna grab the bee box. We're gonna make our cinder blocks. We're gonna take our cinder blocks, we're gonna put them 3 high. On the third set of cinder blocks will be your 4x4s that are actually gonna hold up the hives. And then in between the first and the second cinder blocks, we're gonna go ahead and lay these pans out. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to lay it out on this mat. The reason why we're using horse mats, last year what we did was we took landscape cloth and then some 2x4s. We laid them on top of the landscape cloth, which prohibited grass from growing up through the landscape cloth. What it didn't do was it did not hold up to the lawnmower. Now, there is a little bit of a difference this year as we are putting the hive itself in this area that is that's actually going to be end up being a garden, and so there will actually be no mowing over here whatsoever, but around the beehives we're putting these horse mats, which is going to keep grass from growing up, weeds from growing up, and at that point you just go around them really quickly with a weed eater. Get a smudge. Go. Y'all are good now. So, but what we did is, we had them over there where I had to mow, I had to weed eat, I had to do everything. This year it'll be in where the garden is, so there will be no mowing, there will be no weed eating. I might have to on occasion go around it with a weed eater, but for the most part, all this over here is going to be pretty much the growth of grass and whatnot. It's just not going to be here because this would be walked on frequently and everything else. So Papa's getting back a lot faster than what I thought, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab some of this pine straw. That way we can go ahead and put it into the smoker, and yeah. So we just broke open our frame, Dad, right?
Yep.
Just broke open our trap. We're about to be moving some bees now. But this is actually the first time we've interacted with this hive. And
so they started building some comb out here on the side. This is all new comb that they're building in. We're about ready to break into really where all the action appears to be happening in this hive, right in the middle of the box. So keep in mind, when we put these frames in, there was no comb on any of these frames. So you can see what's happened is they've got a whole lot of honey stores in here. I'm looking for brood. I don't see a whole lot of brood. A lot of this is storage. Is food storage for them. I'm going to break some of this smaller comb off here because we don't want it to get in the way of, we don't want it to bleed over into the other well, here you can see right here, get a close up of this, Ricky. Here's some brood cells right here, and those are mature larvae, so these would probably be bees within the next week or so. Here's one that fell down onto the bottom of the frame when I broke those pieces of comb off. So we don't want the comb to kind of get all over all the other frames that are in here. We want them to kind of build on what we put in there for them. So we're moving them. The purpose of today is to move them from this hive trap that we set up and move them into a 10 frame deep box. That's all brand new growth. You can see here, this is pupa. This is all brood cell up in here. So this queen in here, there's a pupa right there. So they've been feeding this colony pretty well. Now this is you can see a lot of pupa down in here. They haven't capped those cells yet. So we got a lot of brood growing out in this box, which is an awesome thing. So this is the last. Now this one, This is kind of, I guess you'd call it the bait frame. Now this is all brood, and this was
that's probably where your queen's going to be.
yeah, this is the frame that we had already set up. This is the only frame that was built out when we put this trap out. Looking for the queen to see if I can find her. She's probably going to be on this frame.
Let's see her.
Queen's going to be really, really large relative to the size of all the other bees. Well, I don't see her, so here's what we're going to do. Is we got a bunch of bees still in this box, so we're going to put this box over here and give them some time to kind of come out and relocate to this new box. So what we have here is the deep hive body, and we've got 10 frames in this box. This little black strip that you see here is a beetle blaster trap. Helps with hive beetles, which is a problem that we had with this year or last year, which contributed to our hive failure. This is an inner top cover, and this is an outer top cover. So ideally, tomorrow when we come out, all of these bees that you see still inside of this box, they will have come out of this box and flew into the bottom of this one. Alright, so this is a trap that we built on the farm here to catch a feral colony, which took about 3 days for us to actually catch that hive using the strategies that that we were taught at the Baker County Bee Club. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take this box off. Now this box came from a friend of ours through the Bee Club, Tony Sansoni, out at Jacksonville Beach, and he uses a different type of frame. I think that's what's in here, where instead of using an artificial base, which is what these bees were building off of on that first comb, he's using strings, fishing line essentially. So this is his hive that he gave to us, and he only had, when we got this from him, I think he said he had 2 frames in here. And here's what he's using. So this is his system here. So he's got fishing line, and then this is an actual beeswax base instead of an artificial foundation. He's using that he slides in between the fishing line. So we're going to put this colony. Now keep in mind, both of these are about 2 weeks old, and you can see that's all brand new comb that's being built by this colony. And they've got some larvae laid here. There's some honey on this side. Now this was already in here. This is one of Tony's old frames. You can see how they built out along them fishing lines. Got some active brood cell there. So the difference between these two boxes is that this box is using a different method for the foundation, for allowing the bees to build the foundation. See here, he's got fishing line going both top to bottom and side to side. This is all brood cells, so this is all baby bees where the eggs have been laid, and the nurse bees are nursing them to the time that they actually emerge from their cells. Here's another one that they just started building out on. So 3 of the frames in this box, these are brand new frames that Tony put in when he gave us this nucleus of bees. So looks like we got 2 really good colonies started this year. I'm really happy with this, so hopefully we'll have a better outcome this year than last. Little Rick is going to be more involved in the bees this year, which will help divide the labor. And last year we just individually did not have enough time, either one of us, to do what needed to happen with these bees, doing the checks, and we think ants and hive beetles essentially got the best of them. So same thing on this box. We'll apply the inner top cover. And then the outer top cover, this just basically shields it. This is a metal top, so this just keeps the weather from getting in. We're going to do the same thing here. We're going to put this nucleus box over here, which will allow the bees that are on the sidewall of this nucleus box to go into this box. So from this box, they basically were coming out the little front here. On this one, now they've got a wide open front on both sides. So, all right, that's it. Transfer complete. So now we got 2 active colonies on LaLa Farm again. Moving up from just 1 colony last year that we had some trouble with and experienced a colony failure. So hopefully we'll have better outcomes this year. We're going to pay better attention to it. So we're going to have some honey this fall, no doubt. All right, that's it. Appreciate it.
Guys, I'm still in my bee suit. Hello. Thank you guys very much for watching. This whole thing was shot on the Canon EOS 80D, and like I said, we're looking forward to getting our M50. Hopefully it'll contribute a lot more more crisp footage, you know, and that's my goal, is to go ahead and give you guys footage that's much more easy to watch and just better quality. And then that old man over there, he's in charge of giving y'all good quality content, the how-tos, the DIYs, and all that good stuff. It's hot as all get out of this suit, so I'm going to try to get out of it. Thank you guys again for watching. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Leave a like if you found it entertaining, or if you found it useful. Share it in all your farm Facebook pages. Share it in all your homesteading pages. Help us get the farm out there. Yeah, those are bees. Thank you guys. Later.